Welcome back to the channel, friends, and I want to welcome you into a build slash how did we create a women's health birthing wellness center and it actually be functional and running. That is right. We did this build live over on TikTok, and it was one of the builds that I actually had a thought of in the middle of the night because we were playing a storyline and I went to the hospital using the realistic birthing mod, and I was just like, I wonder if I can make a functioning build like this. So I really didn't know if this was going to work, and I'm here to walk it through with you. If you would like to get this build, check out my gallery ID, Lunagalaxy, and these are the things that you're going to need for this Women's Wellness Center. You will need a Business and Hobbies Expansion Pack, DLC. You will also need the Get to Work Expansion Pack DLC. And for the fullness of this mod, Panda Sama Realistic Birthing Mod. Now, will you be able to make a full functioning wellness center without this mod? I'm talking to those that can't use mods, whether they're on console or whatever their wig can put up with. You can do this, it just will not have the same styles that we're using for this specific one. Optional items that you can use as well is the Control Any Sim mod and also Wicked Whims or Wonderful Whims mod. Remember, Wicked Whims is an 18 plus mod. I do not condone anyone under that age to get it, and if your hands get up on it, that is not my responsibility, so keep that in mind. I will break down why these are needed and optional items because I'm really excited to show you how we have kind of cracked the code a little bit here and there of how we're getting this to work. Okay, so this is our full center that we built. We'll do a slight little tour, we will handle that later, of what this building is having inside. So what we're going to have inside first is we have a birthing room. This is where you can have your baby in the bed. We have the realistic birthing mod pillows here. This is going to give you the effect that you and your partner can have an at-home style birth here in this bed. Well, you're wondering, why don't you just have the baby at home? Why even put this together? Well, I've noticed, and a lot of other people have brought this up as well, that when you call a midwife to your actual house, there has been a ton of glitches. I have midwives that never show up. I have times where the midwife charges me and they've never shown up. The midwife has showed up and then leaves. I had to keep calling her back. And then sometimes it triple charges because it's like 3 trips. And then I've also physically lost the baby. Not from like CPS or anything. We physically could not find the kid, leaving the lot, restarting the game. And then we got charged for not taking care of a baby. So I have found ways to have at-home style births, but in this case, you don't want to be at the hospital, so you get a room of your own. This one is more warm tone with plants and greenery, and I do have hospital beds in here, so then that way when your partner is here, they can get ice chips for you. You can do your breathing exercises here, but this is the bed that you'll be giving birth in. It still has a semi-hospital feel to it because we have some things in here that, you may need as a mother. Try to get your own private bathroom. I'm undecided on if I'm going to go ahead and actually close this off because that's another conversation there with trying to decide how we're going to actually make these rooms more private. Another thing that I tied in is the Lamaze classes. I put this up here because then you can call in a Lamaze teacher and actually host Lamaze classes. This is another way to get actual pregnant Sims in, get them and their partners in, so then you can get ultrasounds and have that part of the gameplay that you're doing. One of the reasons why I said Wicked Whims or Wonderful Whims is optional is because they have product there that you could quote unquote sell on top of Panda Sama. So by using the businesses and hobbies expansion pack, you can host your own lectures and classes. With this being a wellness center, I don't really go the strength of wellness center as like back massages and etc. So those are mainly lectures, but I still kind of tie that in with the idea of what we're doing here. But I do have a sim that is high on woohooing. So they actually have romance lectures that they can do, and they also have parenting lectures that they can do in classes. So that's another way to get income in as well. And then from the realistic birthing mod, we have breast pumps, breast pads, the headphones that you can use for your baby, Similac, Tylenol for those lactating in pain. And then with Wicked Whims, we have condoms, lubricant, those special purple pills, pads and tampons, PMS medicine, and birth control that you can actually sell. And as we get all this together, Sims buy these. So then that's something that you can offer and sell as an income in your wellness center. And as you level up, you can persuade customers to buy it. So starting off, there's not a lot of people that will come in and purchase them, but it's just about getting your stars up, and then you can persuade people to buy, and then that will come an income as well. So this ties in with the mods and the packs that we're using. And when you hire people, you can give them a special uniform, and you can have maybe some of your employees hold lectures and classes on their own. So you're kind of out there doing your thing. So the other room over here, this is the break room for the staff whenever you hire. We have a little coffee bar and food area for when you do have Sims here that need to eat and etc. And then we're going to go down a floor. We have our other birthing room. This is the water room. Again, we're going to have our hospital bed that we can check on a mom and all the things here. But our main birth is going to be in the pool. We have room for mom, we have room for doctor, and room for partner to join in. And as we use this room, again, this is for the family to have as their own in birthing. This area here is more of just a waiting room, possibly. I don't really have a lot of Sims hang out in this area. They're usually up top because that's where most of the sales and everything are. But this area is probably a little bit more private. We also have the owner's office, and we have that sorted out for them. And then we have our ultrasound room is where you will be able to scan your babies and your mothers so they can see their baby for the first time. And then going down on the opening floor, we have, if we start from here, it look like we have Vlad visiting. We have our waiting room that we have here for our receptionist, bathroom, and we have vending machines here. And then when you come back, this main floor is mainly just the wellness checkup area. When you walk in here, this is where you'll get your pap smears. This is where you'll get blood work, and men that come in here, they can get blood work too. So yes, it is a women's health and wellness center. Men can come in, of course, if they want to come and get blood work. Say for whatever reason, they just wanted to come here to get blood work, and they also come with their partner for Lamaze classes, parenting classes, anything of the lectures. So don't think that, oh, it's well, why are these men here? They're welcome here. It's okay. But like I said, you can have the men come in and get blood work as well. I did tie in a couple other things just to give it a more feel. We have what is this thing called again? Our analysis machine here, where it kind of ties in. She can kind of do some, work as a doctor, and etc. and stuff like that. So you're probably asking, how does this work? You have all the things, but how is it functional? We're making money by sales. We're making money by having classes. I wish the lectures paid, but they don't. But I try and have as many classes as possible when it is running. I do have an employee to kind of help and chit chat and kind of make people comfortable to get our raking up higher. What I'm going to do is we're going to pull out the breakdown of how we have our small business set up. So what I have here, I have Alexa Wright. She's an MD OBGYN. I probably don't have all that labeled right because I don't really know the difference, but whatever. It is what it is. So we have a custom shop here that when business activities are going to be attend classes and lectures, people that come in are going to want to browse and buy the items. And then we have a coffee shop up there. They're welcome to watch TV and just be friendly. Now, you could change however you want this to do. I just wanted to utilize stuff that would be in here. Now, of course, I don't have the option for them to ask for services and do like that, but we're going to go into that and how we're really playing this out. One thing that I added is the requirement for this space is for teen, young adults, and adults. Were elders? I guess I should add elders. I didn't even think about that. I didn't realize I didn't have elders. So pretty much everyone that's younger really doesn't need to be here. And then I made this more of a moderate income. This is self-practice. So when you go in here, you don't have to make a requirement. My income of what our target sim is, I didn't make it, it had to be. I just set it to 10K to 500K, but you can do however you want. My entrance fees, I did make it hourly. So that was an option. And then I did make it a 50% markup. And like I said, I'm thinking of it as this is her private practice. And she's doing it all on her own. We do have employees. We have hired a teen. You know, she does something. She literally just walks around and makes sure everyone's having a good time. I didn't give her anything like extensive. The job criteria that she has is to be friendly, to clean, even to be a little funny. If there are children here, she's in charge of just making sure they're out of the way. Just, you never know. So I wanted to make sure like she has a very, very easy job. And then you can go in and customize your uniforms. And right now I just created something that kind of looks like scrubs. But you can go in and change your uniforms and everything like that. Right now, our perks are looking at, I really wanted to sway a customers to buy more. So that's going to give us a little bit more insight on talking to our customers and getting money, because this is a wellness place, but we don't get paid for the ultrasounds and all that. That's just for fun and play. So, of course, you're probably wondering, well, how are you getting this money? Like, how are you getting all this to work? I'm going to show you with the use of the Control Any Sim mod, which the Control Any Sim is optional, but I really would recommend it if you actually want to play out checking your Sim's blood pressure, checking your Sim's baby and getting their blood work, etc., etc. So we have our employee that just came in. And let's see how she is. I don't know why we're apologizing. But we're going to see how she's doing. And then as people start coming in, we are going to start showing you how I kind of manage things and how I push Sims through. All right, so we are getting our first official customer in that actually has registered. So you want to make sure you try and welcome them, because that's also going to help that hobby small business perk, and it's going to help raise what perks you'll be able to get as long as you're active with your customers in. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do some blood work and etc. for the sim. We're going to use our Control Any Sim, which you're going to click on them, go to Actions, and then Control Any Sim. Now we have the option to control this sim, and we're going to play out that she needs some blood work and she needs a pap smear. We have our first customer. I don't even like to say customer. We have our first patient, and she is getting her pap smear done. And this is the table that comes with the realistic birthing mod that we're going to be using and interacting with. And at this moment is when I also need to stress that when you want to run this shop, you need to be a doctor. Now, you have to take the given job of doctor or higher to be able to run any of these tables. So when you get the Get to Work pack, it does offer the doctor career. You want to make sure your sim is a doctor so they can be the person that interacts with these items. If you have a sim that is not a doctor running your birthing center with the realistic birthing mod, when people click on these tables to get work done, they will not pop up because they're not a doctor. When we went into this, we thought that you had to be a midwife to do it, but then I found the, I guess, loophole that it was actually you need to be a doctor. So a doctor needs to own the slot for you to be able to switch over and get your Sims to do the work that they need. We have called in a Lamaze teacher. I like doing that because then we get potential pregnant people in here. So then we can talk to our pregnant people about their pregnancy and do some ultrasounds. So we have a person here that we're gonna just talk about pregnancy. We're gonna talk about her pregnancy. We're going to ask her about her birth plan, and then just discuss some things with her, and then we're gonna switch to her and then get her an ultrasound. If you want to see a full breakdown on more of just the realistic birthing mod, I did make some videos a little older ago in the past. So there are some new things that have been added, but this is a mod that I have very much been enjoying and just finding the possibilities of what more we can do with our Sims game and etc. So if we wanted to, we could also talk to the dad about the pregnancy. And ask them just as much information from there. If you wanted to play this out even further, you can have the mom go down and get some blood work and etc. I was playing earlier and had a mom that was in her first trimester, so that was fun. And that's how she found out. And then we have a mom here that is, further along in her pregnancy, so that's nice as well. Let's see, we have been having some sales. We had some lactose cookies going. Someone bought. Let's see if we can sway someone to buy some condoms. We'll see if we can get this guy, sway him to buy some protection. So we don't have, baby mamas out there that's wild and crazy. Let's see if we can get him to sway to buy some condoms. It seems like he's gonna go for it. So let's go up here. We already held a lecture. Let's hold a parenting class. Let's clean this, and then let's hold a class for parenting. So now she is hosting a class on parenting, and this is where you will get more activities to do things. So this is also going to give you more gameplay instead of just running around with your sim. So you can pan out and break down, okay, I'm going to do a parenting class here. Maybe I'll do a lecture here. I'll persuade some of my customers in this time. We'll call in the Lamaze person to maybe get some people in that need to have ultrasounds. We'll grab a couple people to get some blood work and some pap smears. So you can really just play with this. Most of your money is going to come from having the classes though. But if you were to have more CC, maybe you could deck out this place to have a little bit more stuff to sell, or maybe you just end up selling, maybe you add on a gift shop. So most of your money is going to come from holding the classes and depending on what you're putting on display to sell. So you can play around with that as well. Well, I think we've covered just about everything on how I have this functioning. The only different thing is that I can show you is how a sim would come in that is pregnant, and how you would kind of maneuver that. There is one thing that always pops up when you're pregnant having a baby, so that could kind of change some things, but it's not like detrimental. So we will grab a sim to get pregnant and show you how all of that is going to run. All right, we have a sim here that we're just going to use the sim that we did ultrasound on that's in labor. Now, when you travel here, what you'll have to do is you'll have to, of course, pay to get in, but she's already done that. So now we're going to use the room upstairs. We're going to ask our doctor to check for dilation. Alexa is the one that is here. Now, if you wanted to, if you didn't have a doctor running this facility, you could call in the Lamaze instructor, that is usually always a doctor that comes in. So if you didn't want to have your sim be a doctor, you could use your Lamaze instructor because they pop up to do all the stuff for the baby. So she's going to check her dilation for her using the bed. Okay, so I was trying to get her to have the baby here by controlling any sim, and it's just driving me insane. She went off to work, so she's at work in labor right now. Okay, we have a sim here that is in labor. So we are going to travel to the wellness center, and we are going to have ourselves a baby. We're going to actually travel with our husband. We're going to bring him with us, and we're going to register in, and then we're going to go from there on from this end of how you can bring your sim here to have their baby. All right, we have them here, and they need to buy entry. So that's what we're going to have them do, so they can get in to the wellness center. All right, she's only 1 centimeter dilated, but I did want to show you that when you have your partner here with all the things with the realistic birthing mod, you can get them to do all their interactable things as you're in labor as needed. And we may just go ahead and give her some Pitocin to get her dilated so you guys can see her going into labor. And the only thing I don't like is that this room you can't really make private. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, how can we make this a little bit more private? I don't want to ask her to leave. I guess we can ask. So we can have your partner massage your back for you using the medicine, or it's a workout ball. It's not really a medicine ball. And then we're going to have her get in the bed and do breathing exercises. And then we're going to have her get Pitocin so we can speed up her delivery. And then we can have the baby with her partner here. All right, so this is how we know that she is level 10 dilated. The game does not recognize that she's not at home having a quote-unquote home birth, and it does not recognize that she is at a hospital. This is the only glitch that I'm noticing that the game just doesn't know. Having the stuff here doesn't mean that it's at a birthing facility, aka hospital. So what I've noticed is that I just hit join, and then I just exit out of this. Now, it is going to pop up again. That's the only thing I have noticed that goes crazy when you do this. It'll keep asking and keep asking until you have the baby. Unless there is a means for it to disappear, then it is going to keep popping up. We're going to hit join, exit out, and then we're going to go ahead. We should have our option now to have the baby. And then, of course, my sim is having a situation to where she might need a C-section. So, apparently my game does not want me to show you that birth can happen in this birthing center. We just got a notification that Faye might be experiencing stalled labor. Keep monitoring the situation, and if it doesn't improve, she might need an emergency C-section. So, we're going to see if this last thing of Pitocin will dilate her. She's had 2 things of Pitocin, an epidural. She's gone jogging. This baby is not coming out, so we may have to send her to the hospital. But the funny part is, when I made this, I told myself, if this ever happens, where, say you have a sim that this is the birth they want to have a natural birth, they want to have in the water, they want to have it naturally, but if needed, we have to send them to the hospital. We're probably going to have to send her to the hospital for a C-section. Okay, we have full dilation, finally. So we are going to have the baby here. She does not have a partner, so this would be the doctor's job to accompany her. If you have a partner, your partner will accompany you. And I believe the doctor is in the room with you, but we're going to show you how the bed birth isn't used that much. So we're going to use that now. And we had our baby here at the birthing center. We're going to keep getting rid of this one here. She had a healthy baby. All right, so we had a successful baby at the birthing center. As you can see, she had her baby, and then pretty much you can go on home. Everything has been selling out, but this is how I have been able to have and run a successful birthing center. If you want to start your sim out breastfeeding, you can buy stuff off of the shelf here if you wanted to help out. So say she wanted to buy this formula. Let's actually have her go ahead buy that formula, and then she can buy it from here. And we'll go ahead and give her those. She's not going to be breastfeeding, but since she's opting for the formula route, she will eventually have some pain, so we'll give her that, and then we'll travel on back home to take care of her new baby. But let me know what you think of being able to do this with the realistic birthing mod and the things that we have here. Because I'm definitely looking forward to do more and to be able to see what else we can go about and make more interactive things in our game. There will be another video up, whether this comes before this one or after, of a work-in daycare that we're going to be having. And I'm just looking forward to do more creative things here in The Sims again with what we have capable to get our hands on. So don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, hit that little bell so you don't miss any of the next videos. And let me know down in the comments, what are you excited for of making your own healthcare center or birthing center? And how do you plan on using these tools? Have a good rest of your day or night wherever you are. This is Luna, Galaxy out.